And welcome back to Holden's Golden Age of Wargaming. And we are now on turn 4 of Breitenfeld. Jeez, I have a hard time with that name. Okay, so I release a video for this series every 4 days, and this is the night before Saturday morning when the video releases. And I've been mulling over this next turn in my mind quite a bit, and usually for most, when a turn's coming up to play, I kind of know how it's going to go, but I really don't know how this is going to go. This is, even though it's kind of based on the Napoleon at Waterloo system, there's enough differences here that I really don't know. I don't have a feel for how it's going to go at all. So I've had a little bit of a sense of trepidation, to use a fancy word, that I really don't know what's going to happen here. So I've been waffling on what I'm going to do as the Imperialists. Very first thing is, I noticed when I was uploading the video to YouTube that I moved this leader here, looked at this unit, and then I left the leader over here, and the leader should be here. So I just left that marker there to remind myself. I'll put him back. Okay, so we're restricted, and restricted visibility. So our movement allowance is halved. I figured out that the undisrupted, so to restore or what is it called? Not terrible. Oh yeah, disruption removal. So it says that units may only undisrupt on an adjusted die roll result of 6. So we're going to take the key word there is adjusted. So normally a unit, you can remove the disruption if you roll 5 or a 6. But if it's moderate or restricted visibility, that's only a 6. However, the leaders would still be able to adjust that die roll. So if it was unadjusted, that means you'd have to roll 6 and nothing else. But adjusted die roll means that the leaders can adjust your die roll result. And that's what I'm going to go with. So basically, I was like, at the very first, when I was finished the turn last time, I was like, well, it's restricted. I'm not going to attack. I want to be able to hit the Saxons one more time with my artillery. However, then as the days went on, I realized that, oh wait, the Swedes, they won't be able to fire their artillery at me, or at least most of them. Like all these guns over here, and they have a lot more guns than me. So maybe I should attack. Maybe I should. I need to go for this. And there is a chance that the Swedes could roll a 6 on that unit and bring it back, and that would be disaster. We need. I mean, as we looked at last time, 1-to-1 attacks are not good. So a 3-to-1. Basically, if we roll 1, 2, 3, or 4, we will destroy. What is this? I can't even say that word. That's a very, very, very European word to me. But and we need to destroy this unit, because if we can destroy that unit, that's it. All the Saxon units become disrupted, and they basically got to leave the board. We need to do that as Imperialists. We need to get that done. So we have to move in an attack. However, it still all comes down to a 3-to-1 attack, which means if we roll a 5 or a 6, we're screwed. Not only that, but to get that 3-to-1 attack on this unit, we need to go in with other units on all these other guys. And I'm going to put these artillery underneath for now, because they don't really matter for the combat so much. So we're going to have like 1-to-1 attacks. And as I already said, 1-to-1s That's terrible. We're both going to be disrupted. However, because it's restricted, we're not going to have to worry about all these guns over here firing at us. I don't know if they could fire at us. Let's draw a line there. Let's draw a line. No, I don't want to draw a line. I just want to do this. Let's say I don't think the guns could actually fire at us anyway because, yeah, I mean if they go through a hex with another unit in it, they don't have line of sight. So it's looking like. So see, I'm already learning more than what I was thinking over the past few days. So maybe they couldn't fire us anyway if we ran up. Or if we do run up, restricted or not, these two guns are going to get to fire on the Swedes' turn at us at a range of 1. Which means on a 1, 2, 3, or 4 they will disrupt us. And if we've just attacked, and we've had a disruption exchange, we will be disrupted, which means those artillery will destroy us on a roll of 1 to 4. So what do I do here? What do I do? I really feel like I should attack, because if I don't, the Swedes get a chance to undisrupt this unit. Even if it is only a 6. If they roll 6, that's it. We're done. And then next turn, we don't know what the visibility is going to be. And the next turn is turn 5. So it doesn't matter. The Swedes are going to be released to move next turn anyways. So really it's, do I wait one more turn, see if I get a better result? But I don't know that I would. Now I do notice that the guns, I don't think these guns could fire at the Imperialist troops if they're right up here. But I don't intend to do that completely. I mean, yes, sure, some of these units are going to go here. But I'm going to have a line going up this way so that these guys can't get in behind me. Not that it seems to matter so much with this combat results table, because there is no retreats. It's really hard to wrap my head around. And in fact, really, the only way I'm going to wrap my head around it is by actually doing the combats and seeing the results. Because it's so different from the Napoleonic SPI titles I've been playing so far. So, to make things interesting, I guess we're gonna go ahead with the attack. So we just basically, the last video we ended by doing the visibility for the turn. So now we are on to the disruption removal phase for the Imperialists. And we have a total of 2 different units that have been disrupted. There are no leaders around because both sides have become smart enough to not attack a unit that is with or adjacent to a leader. So this guy's got to roll 6 to be restored, or the disruption removed, and same with this guy. So we'll do this one first. Let's see if we can remove that disruption. Here we go. What do we get? We need a 6. And there's one thing I'm good at. It's rolling a 6, but not today. So this guy does not get to remove his disruption. Now this one here, I'd really like to see us roll 6. Come on. Come on. How many times have I been able to do this? No problem. Oh, come on. What is that? That's like a cock die. But no, it says 5, so we'll go with it. All right. So after the disruption removal, we go to artillery fire phase. We can't fire because we know that if it's unrestricted, that no artillery counter may fire unless the target hex is 1 or 2 hexes away. So no artillery fire. So here we go. We're now on to the movement phase. And here's where we do it. So I want to take this unit out. If I could take this unit out, all these guys will become disrupted, which would be great. Which would be great. In fact, we should take a quick look here. Let's go to disruption, demoralizations. Where is the Saxons? So Yeah, so we know it's only 4, the demoralization level. And the whole Saxon army is immediately demoralized. All Saxon units are immediately disrupted and may not be undisrupted. And then beginning on the game turn immediately following Saxon demoralization, which I guess would be turn 5 if it happened on turn 4. If any Saxon units end any phase in an enemy zone of control, they are immediately eliminated. So they're basically just going to run away. These guys are going to run away. So we need to take them out. We need to take them out. And the important thing is getting this leader to where, now this guy, he's just basically out of it. The problem is, it looks to me like we're going to have to do a 1 to 2 attack. From 1 to 2. Look at that. Like, what are we hoping for there? Really, we're hoping for a 2 or a 3? I guess, I mean, anything but a 5 or 6. But we're going to have to do that. So these two here are an 8. Oh my jeez, this is going to be terrible. And then he can just move around us. Like, it's really bad. So if we go here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here. Now, mind you, we only have half our movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We can just barely make that. Okay, so we're there. Then this guy comes out here. So this guy's going to have 4 movement. 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's not too bad. I don't really want to move these few forces off of that hill, right? I just want to come out, hit the Saxons, and then move back. All right, fine. We're going to do it. We're going to attack. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need to get a marker. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, where does that leader go? I think we're going to put it with this guy to increase him to a 6, so we have the 3 to 1. So we're just going to move this guy 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to move this guy 1, 2, 3. Well, here. Let's move 1, 2, 3. He's going to go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now these guys are disrupted, so they can only move 2 hexes. Oh, you know what? I'd kind of like to get them by that leader. No, they gotta be adjacent. There's no way. I can't do that. So let's move them towards this way. 1, 2. Is there any other movement we want to do? Do we want to move out? Do we want to move out? Not really. Now, let's take a look what the Swedes can do here. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I mean, we could definitely get in trouble here. Jeez. 1, 2, 3. I could move him down to help. I'm not moving away from those guns. This guy could go now 1, 2, 3. That's as far as he could go because of that stupid slope hex. Well, I mean, they're only 3s, right? Thank God they only have half movement, just like we do. All right, we're going to go with that. So I don't think I'm going to move anybody else. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, I am. I'm going to move this leader up 1. So he's within range of this guy. Yeah, so he'll move. There's no leader within range. No, of this guy, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to let that go. I don't want to commit my reserve cavalry yet, by any means. So our line here is kind of bad. Do I want to move a little bit closer? 1, 2, 3. Do I want to back them up? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, or sorry, 1, 2, 3. This guy's gonna move in here 1, so that we keep that reserved. We're just gonna move those 2 down, just in case. They can easily get back up the hill, but they can also help here if they need to, just because. And that is my movement for the Imperialists. So we've now come within 3 hexes of the Saxon and the Sweden forces, which means that the Swedes, our opponent, is going to get to move all their units on their turn, unfortunately. So we're going to remove the markers. We're done movement. And we are now onto the combat phase. So here we go. And we know the important one. It's this one here. That's 3-to-1 odds. So we're gonna do the non-essential ones first and save the best for last. So here we go. This guy has to attack here. This guy has to attack here. This guy has to attack here. These guys, no. One of these guys is gonna have to take on 2. So we want to make sure this guy only has to take on this guy. 6-to-2, 3-to-1 odds. So one of these guys has to be. I think I'll use the 5-to-8. So it's 5-to-8. That's a 1-to-2 odds. Okay. 1-to-2. He's going to attack both this and this unit. And we're hoping, I think, for, well, I mean, I guess if we disrupted both of them for us, let's be all right. So let's see what happens. So this is a cavalry, so we'll get a cavalry. And this is where I'm going to start learning. I'm going to learn how this game works, because this is sure different from what I'm used to. Here we go. We get a 2. On a 1-to-2, that means no effect. So, and we'll mark these guys. Actually, that's terrible marker for those, that color of a counter. So they're done. Nothing happened. So now we're on to slightly better odds, I guess. Infantry 1-to-1, really still pretty terrible. So this unit is attacking this unit. Here we go. And 1-to-1, we can see, I guess anything but a 6 is okay, I guess. That is a 4, and a 4 on a 1-to-1 is no effect. Funny, that's weird. This is weird. Okay, so now we have a 1-to-1 as well. Here we go, 1-to-1. Just don't want a 6. Just don't want a 6. So what is a 5? 5 is DX, disruption exchange. So both of us become disrupted. So flip them and flip them. Okay, we'll save this one for last. So now we have, unfortunately, could have put the leader. No, that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, it was almost a 2-to-1, but nope, this makes it a 1. Actually, I don't even know what 2-to-1 is like. What is 2-to-1 like? 2-to-1. Marginally better. I mean, you actually can just disrupt the defender on a 1 or 2. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely better than 1-to-1. Give it that. Alright, so we're going to attack here. 1-to-1 odds. Here we go. Jeez, that's 6 coming up. Really don't like that, seeing that. Alright, so a 4 on a 1-to-1 is no effect. Alright, and I have left it, of course, to the very end here. Here we go. So the commander, the leader, Forstenberg, he's lending 1 combat strength to this cavalry unit. So that's total 6 combat strength. 6-to-2. We know that's 3-to-1. And if we can disrupt this disrupted unit, that will eliminate it. And if we eliminate that infantry unit, we will demoralize all of the Saxons. So this is, I'm going to hazard a guess, this is a really important roll. And we need a 1, 2, a 3, or a 4 to make this work. So the Imperialists here are really hoping they don't roll 5 or 6. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, baby! Yeah! 3 to 1. That is Defender. Disrupted. So we don't even have to worry about us being disrupted. So that eliminates this unit. We're going to pull that over here. We're going to pull that over here, and then we're going to quickly look at the victory points for the Imperialists. We get 1 victory point for every enemy combat strength point eliminated. None of that stuff matters yet. So that is 4 victory points. Not only that, but if we look at the Saxon demoralization, so we have met 4 points. And we know if yeah, so it is 4, right? Where was that? Where did it say it was 4? It's 4 infantry combat strength points. Okay, so now we go to if the Saxons are demoralized, all Saxon units are immediately disrupted and may not be undisrupted. Perfect. And they may never be undisrupted, so they're just gone. And then beginning on the game turn, so we're going to have, the Swedes are going to have their turn to get them out of here, because if they're in an enemy zone of control, they are immediately eliminated. But as we know, there is no locking things in for zone of control. You could still, even if you're beginning the turn adjacent to an enemy unit, you're allowed to move. Which is good, because we're about to do this to the Saxons. We're flipping them. We're flipping them all. Except for the guns, of course. We can take these off, these markers. So they are all, let's remove those markers. So they are all undisrupted. Now, can I advance after movement? Should I have looked this up before I played the game? Probably. Probably. But I know you guys are very patient. Very patient. Is there advance after movement? Or after combat? Is there? Doesn't look like it, does it? Yeah. I don't see it in advance after movement. What? That's a big difference, isn't it? Yeah. Units attack, multiple units. Yeah. Combat strength. Diversionary. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see. Maybe it says it here. No. It does not appear that you can advance after a successful combat. Yeah, okay, well, I've spent enough time looking at it. So no advancing after combat, so we can't move in there. Interesting. So this game is, even through its, when I was reading the rules, I'm like, oh, this is pretty much like the Napoleonic, but with a few differences, but man, does it ever feel, it feels very different so far with what I've experienced. Okay, so that is the combat phase for the Imperialists, and we are now going to switch over to the Swedes. However, where things are so different, I'm going to stop this video here. I'm going to have to mull things over in my mind what the Swedes are going to do, and next video we'll play the Swedes. So that is going to be it. Yeah, very different from the, even through, it's definitely based on the Napoleonic games. Man, does it ever feel very different. I mean, obviously you have leaders, you have disruption. So, and then the zone of controls where you can still move, and then there's no advance after combat, as I just found out. So it's very different. So I'm wrapping my head around it, and hopefully I'll be able to play an effective game. If not with Breitenfeld, by the time I'm done 30 years war quad, I'm sure I'm going to be an expert. If you guys, anybody has any advice or tips, feel free to leave a comment. I muchly appreciate it. Anyways, that is it for today, guys. Until next time, take care and have a great day.